Hello, Mixtresses and Mixters. This is Mixtressrae. You're watching Mixtress video. So this is completely impromptu. I was watching the three girls live about guidebooks and drinking tea. My first hot tea of the season. I mean, it's not technically fall yet, but it's a little cooler, and you might be able to hear that it's raining. So I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna press record and talk about my journaling practice as far as tarot goes. So I've started a new thing, like I got rid of my Hobonichi because it was, the way that I had it structured was too much like, and I didn't really have the language for it necessarily, but the way that I had it structured was a little too much like bullet journaling. So I let go of my Hobonichi, and in favor of, this was just like a little planner that I got at, can you see? Yeah. That I got at Target, and see how much personal information is in here. Okay, no, it's fine. It's just my email and my name. So I decided to just go ahead and switch over to just like a regular planner. And this one just has, like, this is where I'm keeping track of my daily card pulls. This is my card of the month. And I'm just keeping track of my card pulls here. And then for my weekly view, I've been essentially recreating what a planner usually looks like. So, as you can see, this is Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of this week. And I have these little tarot card stickers that I just found on Amazon for like $10 for a whole thing full of sheets of tarot card stickers. And so I do my card of the day. I don't always, like, as Heather and Sarah and Julie were talking about it, like, I don't always actually like think about what my card of the day is, despite the fact that I will put it in here. Usually the journaling that I do next to the days in that view that I just showed you from here is just, you know, journaling about what happened during the day. It doesn't necessarily relate back to the tarot card, even though it's right there. And I could be doing journaling prompts according to the card, but I don't. And then with this, I'm finding that even this is possibly redundant because I also have a calendar on my wall. And I could just as easily do this with my wall calendar, and it would actually even be easier because then I would just look at my calendar on the wall inside my little tarot closet to see what my card of the day is. So, like, is there really, what I'm wondering now, I'm just kind of talking things out with you guys, because the thing with me is, and I don't know, like, what are you guys' like journaling habits? Share in the comments below. Because I find that if I have more than one thing, it's too much. And I'm always going to have a journal. I kind of, for the most part, just do like free writing shit. You know, I'll just put the date on there and I'll free write. Except for those more structured pages that I just showed you, which is usually more relegated to what actually happened on that particular day. Whereas most of the time when I'm journaling, I'm just free writing. So I actually like that this particular journal, you can't see it, but this particular journal has two little ribbon bookmarks. So I keep one bookmarked on the like sort of planner view that I create. And the reason that I like doing that is because you get to like non-personal. The reason that I like doing that is because I can put this in wherever I am in my journal at the time. you know? Or I could even, since this one has 2 separate bookmarks. No, yeah, that wouldn't work. Never mind. I was thinking I could like have a section at the front where I do this and just keep that relegated to the front or the back or whatever, but you wouldn't know how many pages necessarily because I just journal however long it takes me to fill a journal. I don't know when I'm going to fill a journal. Sometimes it'll take me a year to get through a journal, and sometimes it'll take me a month. You know, it just depends on how... Usually it depends on how many emotions I'm processing in the moment, because it's about processing emotions. That's how I use my journal most of the time. So I'm really just sort of thinking, I don't even need a planner anymore, because as far as like my work schedule, I put that on my phone. And for the tarot card journaling, keeping track of the day, I'm already putting it in here anyway. But if I wanted just a quick reference, because I don't always have my journal with me in my little tarot closet. Like usually it's not in here actually. Usually I do my journaling in the other room. So usually like when I'm pulling out my card for the day, because I pick my cards, this is another thing, like I pick my cards on Sundays usually for the whole upcoming week. So I usually need to refer to something to see what my next card is. Because at night, like right now, let's just do this right now actually, because this is the time of day I would normally be doing this. So tomorrow my card is 10 of Pentacles. So let's just get it out. Look at this beautiful bag. Look at it. Wendy made this for me. Oh my god. Anyway, so kind. Okay, let's find the... Sorry, I'm just bragging. I'm bragging about a beautiful gift that someone made me. Like, sorry. Shouldn't be doing that, should I? Okay, let's find the 10 of Pumpkins to Vents. It's going to be like the last one. Nope, there it is. Okay, so this is my card of the day for tomorrow. This is beautiful, actually, because, okay, I'm going to say something kind of cliche right now. Or not, cliche maybe isn't the word, but it sounds, like, cheesy to say out loud, but I don't know how else to say it other than the cheesy way. And that is, I've been sort of practicing gratitude lately. You know... I'm doing this with like a really old friend. Like we met in 6th grade. That's how old this friend is. We kind of reconnected recently, and I'm sort of like sending her like a little voice message, like once a day, once every few days, whatever, just with like... And I'm making lists in my journal too. Lists of things that I'm grateful for. And it's, you know, like it's really cheesy practice to start doing at first. Or it was for me anyway. You know, I was just writing down like stuff that matters, but stuff that's just more surface level. And now that I'm kind of in the practice of it, you know, just like day by day. Like, what's the greatest thing that happened to me today? You know, like... And it's happening where more and more I'm feeling happier because I'm specifically focusing on the things that I like about my life, you know? And those are the things that when you're not really being super mindful about it, you're just letting that shit kind of pass you by. You're taking it for granted, right? All like cliche shit to say out loud, right? But it's true. It's true. So like, for example, today when I woke up, I was thinking, man, how cool is this? I had a day off, so I could just wake up whenever I was ready to wake up. So, and when I did, both of my cats, which they do this most mornings actually, both of my cats were up in bed with me, like one on either side of me, because they don't really get along, so they have to have their own domains. But, well, like, there'll be one on either side of me, and they're just laying there, waiting for me to get up, so they can start their zoomies. And, you know, it struck me today Like, I don't think about this. I don't think about the fact that that is awesome. I wake up in this big, comfortable bed whenever the fuck I feel like it. Or, you know, not always, but that was my day today anyway, because I didn't have to work. And I did have like a lunch date actually, but that was for later in the day. So I was just waking up with my cats, just laying in bed, like, you know, getting up as leisurely as I want with my cats, and it was pretty great, you know? And then I was able to go to lunch with my mom and my brother, so it was just the three of us. And, you know, we haven't made it a point to all get together in a while for something like that. And it was just amazing. Like, we just went to Waffle House. We just went to Waffle House, and it was such a good time. It was just, yeah, just great to, like, and it was the type of situation where, like, the waitresses, I didn't see any waiters, so that's why I'm saying waitress in this case. The waitresses were all, like, calling you hun, and just, like, keeping your coffee filled, and, like, just like you would see in, like, a movie. Like, waitresses at a diner, you know? It was just, like, this atmosphere of, like, it's all good, you know? Having a meal with your family and enjoying the moment, and it was just nothing but good vibes, you know? And these little things matter, you know? Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I just feel like I sound really cheesy or something, but whatever. I'm just gonna do it. Because there's all this stuff lately that, like, and it feels like saying it out loud is almost like bragging about my life or whatever. But it's just so important, you know? Like, for example, yesterday, Michael and I needed some groceries, and, you know, but we didn't need that many. So we decided to ride our bikes. So, like, we're just riding our bicycles to the grocery store to pick up some stuff and come back home. I'm like, are we in a romantic comedy? Like, what is this? I mean, it's, yeah. Anyway. And then, so yeah, that's just what I'm doing right now. That's what I'm doing right now. And I am writing some of that stuff down in my journal. And it's getting me in the habit of thinking about those things, of thinking about what I'm grateful for, and just what's good, you know? What's good? Like, and there's so many things. And yeah, they're all just like little moments, but I don't know, those are the details that you remember, you know? Like, for example, another example from, I'm just kind of telling you guys all the good things that have happened to me in the last few days, but whatever. That's what I'm doing, so deal with it. So, like, yesterday, or the day before yesterday, Saturday, was my 19th year anniversary. Why did I say that so weird? Of me working at the library, the public library, where I live. I've worked there for 19 years. It's crazy. But anyway, my boss surprised me with a pumpkin spice latte, just as a, you know, happy anniversary gift. And it was just unexpected and sweet, and it's just, those little things happen in life, you know, and they're little things, but they matter. They really matter. And I'm finding that I'm in a space where I can be super grateful for my life. I think partly because, as a part of my 3 blood moons of no shopping on the internet. Like, because it's not even really a thought anymore. Like shopping. And I've been replacing that behavior. I'm not just avoiding shopping right now. I'm doing like a whole house declutter where I do like, at first it was like a challenge, a 30-day challenge that I did in August with some coworkers that I've mentioned like so many times. So sorry guys. But at first it was a challenge. It was like waking up every day like, oh fuck, what part of the house are we supposed to do today? Oh my god, I don't want to do that. Oh my god. Like it was really hard. I was dragging my feet and really like kind of rushing through it in some cases or just avoiding it altogether. But now I'm just in the habit of doing it. And it's no longer a part of the challenge. Like the group text has mostly fallen silent with my coworkers, so it's mostly just I'm picking an area of my house just naturally. Like on Saturday, I wasn't even planning to do any decluttering or anything. I had worked a full day, like I was just going to relax at the end of the night, and I decided that the way that I was going to relax was by organizing my witchy supplies. So I have I wish I could show you, but it's not going to fit in the shot right now, and I'm just not ambitious enough to make that happen. But basically just a train case. I combined all of my herbs because I had so many herbs, like all different kinds, dried flowers, herbs that have come from like different subscription boxes or have come from friends that have sent me stuff from subscription boxes. Huge thank you to Surin, actually, she just sent me this altar cloth plus a whole bunch of other stuff from a subscription box of some kind. So it was like, and another friend, Dolores, had sent me a subscription box like a few weeks ago too. So I've, like, how amazing is that? Like, I'm so fucking lucky. Okay, I'm not trying to sit here and brag to you guys, but I think we all have things like that, right? Like, I chose to stop buying things on the internet for 3 full months. And in the meantime, like, I've gotten so many happy mail days from friends just, like, offering to send me things here and there, or, I mean, it's incredible. Like, so many cliche words are, bouncing around in my head right now, like gratitude and abundance and blah, blah, blah. But seriously, the fucking abundance is unreal. It's unreal. And I didn't have to go into debt for this, for the things that are coming my way. And even in some, it's not necessarily just things, it's also just having connections to other human beings. And like, we're all in this together, like the capitalism of it all, right? Like, almost everybody I know has a story of, during the pandemic, there's this thing that I love, and I started buying way too much of it, and now I'm in debt, and now I'm, buried in stuffed animals or whatever it is, and I don't know what to do. Almost everybody I know has that story. And I know there seems to be a general discomfort with talking about that on the tarot side of YouTube, but I'm living proof, if any of y'all are currently struggling with that. I am living proof that there is another side. You will get there. I spent like the better part of like 2 or 3 years at this point buying too much. And for me, too much emotionally, too much spatially, and too much, just financially. Like, I was acquiring outside my comfort zone in so many different areas, is what I'm saying. And, everybody has their own personal limits, of course. I'm just talking about my own. But I got way too much stuff. Way too much stuff. And doing this, like, whole house declutter / reorganization, like, it's not like a ton of shit is leaving my house right now, because it really isn't. For the most part, I am I'm cleaning things, I'm repairing things, I'm assessing things. Like just yesterday I took apart an old laptop to see what was wrong with it because, I didn't know. I mean, it's old, but other than that, why won't it boot up? And I still don't know the answer, but I was able to take out the hard drive, hook it up to my computer, make sure it was erased, and then I put it back into the laptop and put it all back together. And it's like, okay, well, it's ready now. It's ready for someone to figure out what's wrong with it. If that happens to be me, I don't know. Or me, getting rid of it. I can get rid of it now if I want. I haven't decided what to do yet, but because it's a laptop from 2010. Like, is it really going to be that useful? Like, how much of a headache is it going to be for me to figure out how to fix it? But it happens to be a laptop I've had in my possession for 13 years, and I know how to take it apart. I have the tools, and I know how to do it. Like, I could replace the battery easily. It would take me less than 20 minutes. I can replace the hard drive in less than 5 minutes because I did it yesterday. I'm just in this adventure right now is how it feels. I'm having an adventure with my stuff, with everything that I have. Like, I'm learning how to clean things that I didn't know how to clean. Like this weekend, I think it was like Friday night. Yeah, it was Friday night. I researched how to clean Birkenstocks, and then I just ended up doing it like my own way anyway, and it worked fine. Because it was like, oh yeah, I don't have like a shoe conditioner or whatever. Or I did have some, but it wasn't made for suede, which is most of the material of Birkenstocks, Anyway, the point is, it's just so fucking satisfying to take care of your own shit. To know where it is. To have an organization that makes sense to you. I'm not that good at organizing. But I'm starting to find a little bit of a system. It's not perfect. But it's getting me also in the mindset of like things that I haven't even thought that I was capable of repairing. Like, for example, like my desk. I have a really old desk with a lot of drawers, and the drawer pulls are starting to like fall apart and get loose, and they're wood, and some of them are splintered and damaged from the tornado and blah blah blah. So I just suddenly realized, like, it had never fucking occurred to me before, I can get new drawer pulls. And I'm realizing I'm dealing with all this psychological shit, too, in this process, because part of the reason that I haven't been taking care of my stuff and repairing things and organizing things and just respecting the things that I already have, part of the reason that I haven't been doing it is because I have this, like, psychological mentality of, like, thinking I don't deserve it. Everything is about, do I deserve this or do I not deserve this? And part of the reason why I bought a lot of things in the time that I was buying way too many things for me, I was thinking, well, I deserve to have those things that I want, don't I? And then I get them and I immediately feel guilty because I don't actually feel deserving. I'm trying to convince myself that I'm deserving by buying things. That's what I'm doing underneath all of this. Whether I'm obsessed with, because I went through a corset phase, I went through an electronics phase where I bought, anything from like, the new I've had like 8 iPhones since the beginning of the iPhone era. It's absolutely ridiculous. I was counting earlier today, like how many iPhones have I had? Oh my God, that's a lot. Because I was just like thinking I needed the new thing every single year. Basically the psychology of advertising. I mean, it's not like it's never going to work on me again, because it will. I'm not above anything. But, I mean, it was really working on me for a while. Truly. I was completely caught up in it. I almost feel like I'm waking up from a coma right now. Like the smoke is clearing. I'm looking around me, and I'll tell you, like, this feeling of, like, because when you want something, when you want to buy something, when you want to possess something, you are feeling a lack. You know, you are trying to fill some kind of void. I mean, even if it's, like, obviously, like, it's not always that deep, right? Like, sometimes it's just, I need a notebook, let me go buy a notebook, you know? I have run out of paper bits to write upon. Can I have another, please? And then you go buy one, you know? Sometimes it's a simple need like that, right? A simple want or a simple need. But when it's a very specific thing, like a specific tarot deck or a specific perfume or whatever, something that, like, the only way you can get it is through buying it on this specific website for this specific price, or it's out of print and you gotta, you know, that type of want. When you're having that type of desire, you feel a void. It's a very specific, like, for example, a very specific Halloween tarot-shaped void. And you must have it. You must. In my case, I must find the vintage version of it, because it will have the cardstock that I can shuffle. And, like, yeah, I'm happy to have it. I'm glad I tracked it down. But, like, that feeling, that sort of itchy void, I haven't been feeling that. Because I'm not allowing myself to buy anything right now. So that itchy void has, I mean, as soon as I say it has left me, I will feel the itchy void again tomorrow. But, you know, for now, like, I know it's temporary. I know that I'm just particularly high on my whole house reorganization, and there's still more to do. But once I will I ever finish that, though? Because my house can be a never-ending project. You know, after everything is decluttered and reorganized, I could decide to finally paint that bathroom that I've been meaning to paint since we moved into this house 8 fucking years ago. I could finally, and we have a shit ton of paints in the basement. I just organized them a few days ago. I know what we have now. I know that we have essentially enough paint for an entire paint store. So there's got to be something down there. I don't have to spend a single fucking dime painting that bathroom if I decide to do it on some random Wednesday or something, you know? Anyway, the point, and y'all know I don't have one, is I'm feeling really good lately. And it's a combination of things, you know, like, there was a lot of me being very hard on myself for a really long time, as you guys saw, if you've been watching me process my life for any length of time, which is basically what this channel is about. I was really fucking hard on myself for so long because I just realized very recently, it's because I feel like I don't deserve things. I feel I can't, when something is handed to me, it's like, I feel like I don't have the right responsibility. I don't have the responsibility to take care of this thing. I don't deserve this thing. You know, just me saying yes to 2 separate friends offering so kindly to send me, like, a subscription box full of stuff. Like, I knew that I wasn't going to like everything in there, but it was going to make them feel good to send it to me, because they know that, like, you know, I am not receiving anything right now. I'm not buying anything right now. And I mean, I don't know if that was part of their motivation for offering me these things, or if they just wanted, you know, like, whenever I had subscription boxes, like, yeah, there were definitely times that I was like, oh shit, I forgot to cancel this thing and it came for another month. I don't need any of this stuff. Oh my God. So, like, anyway, I know that it would make them feel good to send it, and I was like, you know what? Anything I don't need, I can pass it along to someone else. I love doing that shit. So, yeah, I said yes, and then a beautiful package shows up on my porch with all kinds of little goodies in it, and it wasn't something that, yeah, anyway, I feel like I'm getting sidetracked on, like, just being grateful for specific things that you can see in this shot. Because some of them were, like, this altar cloth, this candle, and this candle holder, and this beautiful handmade bag right here were all sent to me in the last month and a half, I think. And they were just sent to me by friends. And that is something that, like, you know, for a while I was feeling really weird about the whole tarot YouTube space, because I was focusing too much on the, I want to say backlash, the backlash that I got that I have gotten before for trying to speak my mind and talk through my process, you know? I was focusing too much on that when I have made, like, probably 10 good friends because of this space. People that, like, I can talk to about anything, you know? And, you know, I can process things with people. And that's why I came here, because I want to process my life. And I have been doing that since the LiveJournal days, you know? I had a blog on LiveJournal when I was a fucking teenager, because I want to process my life. And I'm still doing it. And it has become mostly behind the scenes now. Like, the processing of my life is not really happening publicly as much anymore. And so sometimes I feel like, why do I still have a channel? Like, is it not? Sometimes I feel like processing my life publicly is not good for me. But I think it's the self-consciousness surrounding processing my life publicly is the part that's not good for me. So can I peel off that self-consciousness? Can I stop anticipating what I think y'all are gonna think based on what I'm saying? And I think I can now. I think. And part of that is because I've taken a huge step back from watching other tarot YouTube content. And it sucks that I mean, maybe I'll be able to come back to it. It's possible that I'll be able to come back to it after, like, getting some space from it and emotional space, you know? What am I even talking about? I don't know. Man, I've had, like, sinusy issues, for the last week or so, even though the weather's starting to cool off. Like, it's the transitions, you know, the transitions are hard on my aging body. Oh my god. Oh, another story for my day, just for funsies, if it is at all funsies for you. You're probably not listening if it's not, right? Today I had, like, a whole bunch of comics that I wanted to let go of. I had them in my trunk for a few days. And, so I took them to, like, a store that we have that is, I mean, I think it's regional, but there are stores in other towns, so it's not just my town. But anyway, it's a store called Vintage Stock. You know, they essentially just sell mostly used, like, books, movies, CDs, all media, you know, whatever, comic books, all of that. A lot of fucking pop figures, you know, which I can't say shit because I have, like, 10 at this point. Anyway, so I went in there to sell. I had like a big box full of Buffy comics. And I'm just gonna be real. I'm gonna be real with you guys. The Buffy comics fucking suck. They suck. I got them all at the time that they were coming out. I was like subscribed to them. I was getting them issue by issue for a while, and then I was just getting the graphic novels as they came out after I decided I didn't need to have all the individual issues, because that's just not a long enough read for me at one sitting. And it wasn't that, like, I wasn't on the edge of my seat because it was really badly done, in my opinion. But I had them all, and I just realized they suck. I don't want to read these again. And if I ever think to myself, I want to read the Buffy comics, I want to, because I'll fucking forget. I have the memory of a Dory. So when I get to that point, when I want to remember what the Buffy comics are like, I decided to keep the very first graphic novel and the very last. Because they started with, like, they continued the series. The TV series ended in season 7, and they continued the comics starting with season 8. And they went through to, I think, season 12 or 13. I can't remember. But I just decided to keep the very beginning and the very end of that storyline. And that was it. I sold everything else. The point is, I went there today to sell all these comics. I got $17.10, thank you very much, for like almost the entire Buffy comic series. And they gave me $17.10. I was kind of hoping for, like, I don't know, 40, 50 bucks, but I wasn't surprised, honestly. But anyway, I went in there, and the guy at the store is the same guy. Like, he's just like, he looks like a record store owner guy, you know? He's got a big fat mustache and hippie hair, you know? He just, like, rolls out of bed and throws on a band t-shirt and some jeans and goes to work, and he's been doing that since 1995, you know? Like, legit. Probably since before 1995, honestly. Because the vintage stock store used to be called the Book Barn when I was growing up, and he worked there. And anyway, it was just like small town, seeing this guy that I've known, like, I don't know, 25 years of my life probably. And by known, I just mean I've seen him. Like, I don't even know what his fucking name is. I should, at this point, know what his fucking name is, right? But I don't. But anyway, it was just so nice. Just like walking into the neighborhood record store, selling your comics for $17. Like, the only thing that could have made that, like, a more quaint experience is if I had ridden my bicycle there. But there was too many comics to fit onto my bicycle, so that wasn't happening. And it was too heavy to fit in the backpack, so... Anyway, that was just another little, like, you know, in my list of things, of cool things that happened today, you know? That's one of them. And also, it's been, like, rainy. It wasn't raining earlier, it was just, like, kind of dreary and cloudy, and I was just sitting on my porch, and there's a lot more porch sitting going on in my life the last week or two, and hopefully there will be more. It's just, that is what life is, and I will fight to keep that. And for me, my version of fighting to keep that is continuing my life as it is. It's actually, there's nothing wrong with it, you know? I like my part-time library job most of the time. I don't love it, but I only do it part-time. And I'm able to do that, which I know I'm incredibly lucky to be able to do that. But I'm able to do that if I keep my life simple. And part of keeping my life simple is not buying all the things. Anyway, I started to say, I'm living proof that it can be done if you are trying to curb your spending habits for financial reasons, personal reasons. I mean, they're all personal, right? Emotional, psychological, like, I'm getting through it. Will I spend way too much money on a tarot deck again? You know, likely, yes. Have I had to take some drastic measures by, like, cutting back on watching my friends' videos? Yes, unfortunately. That wouldn't necessarily be everybody's way of dealing, but I've had to do that because of all the things that I needed to unpack. And, like, surely once they're unpacked, I can kind of go back. But if I can't, I can't. And your friends understand. Addictive behavior can present itself in so many different ways. Your friends will get it. And I know that feeling too of, like, you know, sometimes with people that you have made friends with because of shared interests, shared hobbies. If those shared hobbies included buying a lot of things together, like, and that's what we do to each other, right? Like, those of us that are in the throes of an addictive behavior, we don't want, I mean, it's not like we don't want our friends to be happy. It's not like that. But we don't want them to stop doing the thing that we're still not ready to admit is a problem for us. So sometimes we lash out, and that's definitely happened. But, you know, we're all doing our best, right? We're all doing our best. Like, I got no ill will towards anyone. I mean, there are a few people that I don't want to talk to ever again. I'm not gonna lie. But there's no ill will, you know? I want everybody to get the help that they need. I want everybody to be happy. Like, we all deserve that. We all deserve that. And sometimes we're in a space where, like, we're not making a lot of connections with people, and the thing that's going to give us some form of happiness right now is buying some things on the internet. And sometimes that's a coping mechanism that you do for a while. You know, I think we all did that in the pandemic because we couldn't see each other anymore. And we've gotten used to not seeing each other. And for me anyway, it's time to reconnect. And just spending an hour with family, having lunch at Waffle House, or spending, 2 hours even just alone in my house, but, like, actually organizing my life and doing something other than sitting in front of a computer and wanting things. It's the desire to connect is behind all of this, I think. The desire to connect. You want to connect. You see a thing, you want to buy it so that you can connect to it, so that you can enjoy it, That's what we're doing, right? Why am I'm wanting to, like, give you guys a visual. There you go. There's your visual. Yeah. I mean, I'm talking a lot of nonsense right now. I started this with the idea that I was going to real quick tell you about my journaling and then go back to watching the video, because I'm literally watching the 3 girls video right now. I'm 26 minutes in. So it's possible that, like, I would have had more to say. This isn't really a VR. It just started me, like, I liked that they were talking about their journaling practice, and it got me thinking about my own journaling practice, which is starting to evolve a little bit. And that's pretty cool. Anyway. I'm enjoying life. I am enjoying life. And happiness is feeling like a thing that I could have. And that feels almost foreign, which tells me that I've been in a dark place for a while. Maybe longer than I even know right now. But anyway, happiness. I think it's possible. And yeah, I'm just kind of like babbling sitting here with a headache, and so that's okay. All right, bye.